In the quest for perfection, we come up with failure 100% of the time. But when we be ourselves and we live our truth, only then are we truly successful. Today I'm interviewing a spectacular, extraordinary person who's rising her way up the comedy ladder and achieving success while going through the struggles that most of us do when we start out. This extraordinary person right here, to my right, Miss Tynee Tia.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing? Welcome to the Past to Present podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We're going to get right to it. We're going to start with the most difficult questions right out the gate. All right?
I'm ready. Bring
You ready?
them on.
All right, let's go. So right off the gate, what's your top 5 comedians all time?
My top 5 of all time, so I would have to say Bernie Mac, of course.
Okay.
Some more, of course.
Okay.
Tiffany Haddish. Yes.
Okay.
Myself.
So you gonna add yourself to your own top 5 comedians? Right. You gonna add your whole.
At least let them go first.
You know what I noticed too? I'm sitting here listening to you, and you literally naming all females for your top 5. What's up with that?
I said Bernie Mac first.
You got one dude in the whole top 5. We only got one. See, fellas, we ain't getting no respect on this list right here. No Richard Pryor. We just got totally disrespected here. No male comedians. No male comedians made the list, huh? I see. It's a woman's world.
One made the list.
James Brown says it's a man's world, but I see today it's a woman's world.
It is definitely a woman's world in my world.
It's a woman.
Girls, we run this mother.
Yes, y'all do. And there's only one man that made the top list. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. You made the top list. You made it, sir. At least we had some kind of representation of us, and who better than Bernie Mac? So
I think that was 4, wasn't it?
Was it 4?
No, I don't know. I said Bernie Mac, some more, Tiffany Haddish, me.
Yeah, you said you, yeah.
And Adele Givens.
Yeah, I went to see Adele Givens at the Lit as Fuck tour for Martin Lawrence, and she did doing a good job. But I know somebody was missing from that list, so I'm going to ask you about this person, Monique. So what's up with that, Monique? She ain't on your list. What's the deal?
Here's the thing.
Let me turn around real quick and just look at you. Let's go. Let's the tough questions right out the gate.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, Monique. I left you out.
She ain't sorry.
I'm really not. But I like Monique. She's just not in my top. You know what I mean? I like her. I wish she would have still stayed Big Monique.
Right.
Small Monique ain't working for me right now.
What did you think?
It's just like Lil Luther. When he became Lil Luther,
the music wasn't doing it. There was no born babies being created.
You let the white people tell you you're gonna die if you ain't lose weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Healthy is overrated, right? So let me ask you, how did you feel about Monique's protest when she protested Netflix? Do you think it was the right thing to do, even though she was basically standing up for people like you, the female comedians, and black comedians coming up in the game, or do you think it was a poor choice that she protested and outed a lot of people she did?
No, I don't. I mean, I didn't particularly myself follow it because I kind of am a stay in my own lane type of person. I'm kind of like self-centered. So I didn't really stay up. I heard little bits and pieces by being on social media and, hearing it through the news and stuff. But I feel like any woman who stands on something and believes in something, don't let nobody change their mind.
Absolutely.
It's a control thing.
That's right.
Everybody wants to control. And the mind is the easiest thing to control. And someone can be controlling your mind and you not even know.
That's true.
So I applaud her for that. You know what I mean? I applaud her for everything she did with that protest because not only was it a protest, but she got her buzz up.
That's true.
She got her buzz up.
That's true. She did.
You know what I mean? Because before that, I was just like, well, damn, where's she been at? She had opened up the comedy club in Baltimore, which I am dying to get on that stage. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm going in the right direction to do it. But I did, before I seen her open up the comedy club, I just was wondering, where did all the women go? You know what I mean? I just watched Def Jam 25, and I was just like, darn,
you know where all the women went. They went on your top 5 list. That's where they went. We'll see where all the women go. They on your top 5 list. That's where all the women went. So men said we take back some of this, and we gonna give the Netflix, the money to the men, since you all put all on your top 5 list.
It's
okay. Cool. It's cool. We firing back.
Can I get 2 top 5 lists? Can I get women in there?
No, we can't do 2. No,
well.
It's over. It's over. We done with the top 5 list. So, how did you get into to be comedy? What made you want to be a comedian?
My family.
Really?
My family. Comedy was not something that I figured I wanted to do in life. That was not my goal, my dreams, my aspects, or nothing. Like, I didn't care about being funny. I just was very real. So when I came to like family events, I would say the things that nobody else wanted to say. And it would make the people laugh. So it was my family like, you should do comedy. You should do comedy. You should do comedy. But I shunned that because I always felt like my talent of being funny was more for reality TV when reality TV was released into the world. Right. So it was like, nah, I don't think I'll do a stage, but put me in front of a camera and I'll let loose, you know what I mean? So that's what it was. And then one time when I was here visiting in Delaware, I moved out of state to try to pursue a career in comedy. Right. Because after my family told me, and I was just like, I don't think I'm that funny. Right. But then I was just like, you know what? I ain't gonna make it from Delaware. Nobody never makes it from Delaware. So I have to get out of here, to see what the world has to offer. Right. And that's what I did. So I was here visiting, and I was at a barbecue, and I was just being me. And I got an opportunity to open up for a band. And I turned down the opportunity a couple times. And my family, talked me into it. They all came up and was like, we'll come support you. We'll all be there. And they were. So it made it all more comfortable. And after I touched that mic, it was like, okay.
Feeling euphoria right there, right?
Yes, I think I can do this.
So let's go into support. So you said your family supported you. They kind of talked you into doing comedy. What is your support system like now? Now that you're doing comedy, how is your support system?
Now, I'm getting more and more support.
Okay.
Locally. My support that I'm looking for is locally.
Okay.
Where I was raised, where I was born, Delaware, Wilmington. I want them to stand up because when I get there, I want to be able to be proud to rep my city, my state, you know what I mean? So that's basically where I want the support. But right now, I have the support of everyone. My dad just seen me perform for the first time. Right. I'm his only child, right. You know what I mean? And his support was the most support that I worried about because I thought that he would look down on me.
Wow.
For talking the way I talk when I talk on stage, the things I talk about, his side of the family is not keen to a lot of things. They, shoot a lot of things under the rug. So, I just thought that he would be ashamed. But then he also let me know that he always wanted to be a comedian too.
Dope. So you already had it in your blood then. So Dad was already a comedian.
It made me know, okay.
Dad ain't on the top 5 list. We keep going back to this top 5 list. Y'all can tell in my bag about this top 5 list. But so Dad is basically supportive of it. He came to one of the shows. He liked what he's seen. Yes. Seen that you're doing really well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, question. They say art mirrors reality. How much of reality plays a part in your comedy show and what you're doing when you get on stage?
Oh, all of it's real.
So all of it's real. So all of it is your life. You're talking about your life when you get up there on stage.
I might be talking about my life that I've seen people deal with, you know what I mean? Not just so much everything that I talk about is something that I've been through personally. But it could be somebody I was around who went through that. Right. You know what I mean? And it could be more people out there going through the same thing. You know what I mean? And nobody knows how to laugh about certain things. Because when you're going through a trial, a tribulation, a storm, where reality is setting in, right. You know what I mean? For any situation, it's hard to laugh.
That's true.
It's hard to laugh. So, when I'm on the stage and I'm talking about myself, everything I say about myself is real.
Right.
That's true. I might put a little twist on it to make it funny. But it's me. Right. You know what I mean? It's me. I have nothing to hide. My life is an open book, and I've always said that. So
it's real. But how does that play when you get off stage? Because the interesting thing about comedians and comedy is we do talk about, or not we, because I'm not a comedian, but comedians do talk about what their personal life and make jokes of it. Kevin Hart talks about his dad being a drug addict, and he's on stage. He's talking about how his family acted at the funeral, which we can all attest to is real stuff. It really happens. But how is it when you get off the stage? Does the depression kick in when you have to deal with the realities of your situation when it becomes not just a joke?
It used to. It used to. The more and more I try not to think about the depression part, the sad part about it. And I can say that I do have a spiritual guidance. My cousin, her name is Sabrina. Right. So she is very, very helpful in times like that. I know that I can ring her phone at any time. And she just always gives me the positive aspect of it. And she actually gives me a lot of my material. You know what I mean? Because she always say, look at it this way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'll laugh about it. She'll be like, there you go. Take that on the stage with you. You know what I mean? You just made it through another, you know. So that helps me a lot. So when I am off stage, the only thing I don't like is I don't like to be alone in my thoughts. Because that can depress me. But I just now have geared myself to think about the positive. Like when I wake up in the morning, God willing, you know what I mean? Something else is going to change for the better, regardless of what happens for the worse. So I have to keep telling myself that. And that's how I deal with that depression part of it. You know what I mean? Especially being single. It's hard to be a woman and be single. But at this point in my life, I refuse to have a man control me.
Absolutely. So, Labrina, if you listen to this podcast, listen, give me a call. We're going to talk about you getting paid for writing these jokes that she's doing on stage. She just submitted on camera that you're playing a part. But nah. So
she got her 10% off the top. She got her 10%
off the top, so she already got her money off the top. She made sure she got paid. So you talk about having, you talk about being a single mother. You have children. How does that play a factor into what you're chasing your dreams? Because a lot of times when we're chasing our dreams, you know, the fact that we have children, we have responsibilities, it can, I don't want to say hinder it, but it can play a part in diverting you away from your dreams. So how does having kids and raising children as a single mother affect you in your career?
It's very hard. It's very hard because I am pursuing a career in comedy. But I also am working a full-time job, you know what I mean? And also got my kids in sports. So it's not just like I'm just being a single mother out here chasing comedy as my way of life. Like I have another full-time job that actually pays the bills. So it's very hard when I have to come home from work. And if I have a show, you know what I mean? I got about 20 minutes to a half an hour to try to make sure my children are all right before I get back on the road to go somewhere else to do a show. And then sometimes I don't get back in until late. So they're probably in bed. Sometimes my kids may go about 2-3 days with like a little bit of vision of me. You know, but when I do get time, I try to spend as much time with them. I make up for it a lot with, you know, monetary things. You know, so I just keep telling them it's for the better. We were homeless, living out of a car at one point. Not living out of a car, but we stayed in there a couple nights. And we lived from like place to place for about 2 years. So I just keep telling them that this is going to make life better. You know, we're never going to go back there. I'll make sure we'll never go back there. So as long as I keep iterating that. That is just a very hard task. I need a man to help. Okay. All right. So if you're out here listening, you gotta get her a man. We're gonna start a dating site. Wait. Pay us to present dating site where we're gonna find her a man, so she don't have to do this alone anymore. We're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on getting her men on her top 5, and then we're gonna get her a man. We're gonna work on getting her a man. So we got a lot to work on today. You gonna be like the most high maintenance guest we had on here so far. You trying to get man. You ain't got no man on. I don't know if you want to get a man though if you're not putting them on your top 5 list. You putting one man up there. Maybe if you put 3 on the list or 2.5 men. You still get them. God gonna make my man for me. Oh yeah, absolutely. See, now you just pull the trump card out on me. Just threw it on the table. Bam. I'm so sorry. It's all over now. I ain't got no argument against that. So all you fellas out there who thinks I need a man, let's rephrase that. I need my man. That's all. That's right. You need the right man to be part of your life.
My kid is sitting here calling me right now. He wants to come visit the studio. He wants to interrupt it. But we're going to keep the show going. My kids love it. As y'all know on this show, I talk about my kids often. This is my youngest, my 3-year-old, about to turn 4. Of course, he likes to be part of every show I'm doing. So if you ever hear him in the background, just disregard it. He's a star in his own right.
I talk about my kids on stage all the time. They told me the other day, can you stop talking about us? Nope, I'm not.
Have you ever let your kids listen to your shows?
I know they sneak and watch like the latest ones from 2018. The ones from 2015, I did let them watch them because they were on PG. But the ones from this year,
so really
like,
raunchy ones, you just say, you know what, we'll just hide that
like,
one.
Nah, y'all can't watch them. So I try to change like the name so it don't pop up when they try to, because they would do stuff like, I would come in from work and they would have all their friends gather around in the living room and they're watching my stand-up from the very first time I ever was on the stage. Well, which it was kids in there that night, so I couldn't cuss or anything. Like, everything was so PG. So I didn't mind when they watched it and they would laugh. But I was like, nah, can't do it. Can't let y'all watch this one. But I know that they sneak and watch it because they don't pay me no mom.
Children don't. I notice that with my children either. I always say I work for my children. I don't know. I think they think they're my boss. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I got 4 bosses: my wife, my 2 kids, and my house. They control me. I also say, because you're talking about we got a woman here, let's just be honest. We did a show where I said men don't own a home. I own a room. Not a house, I own a room where I don't have no say. So we get into an argument and I go into the daggone kitchen, she can kick me out of the kitchen. If I go try to use the bathroom, she can kick me out of the bathroom. I ain't got no say in none of them places, but it's all good.
That's how it's going to be when God make my man.
It's all good. See, we ain't got a chance, man.
I'm a very hard woman to love, so, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. I run them all away. Well, actually, nope, I don't run them away. They run away.
Absolutely. And sometimes, and I say this about women, don't settle for the man that don't really need you. If he run away, then it shows that he's not ready to go on the journey that you're going on. And just hearing about the things you had to go through thus far to get where you're going, and the road's going to get much easier, I'm sure, but you don't want somebody with you when the going gets tough that they're going to take off running.
Yes, ladies.
Always need the right man, a strong enough man that's going to be willing to stand there and fight with you, that's going to have your back and not going to disappear when the going gets tough. And I think that's a message for all women and all people. Don't focus on what you're losing. Focus on what you need. And more importantly, if you find a man in your life that's not willing to fight for you when the hard moments ain't get here yet, you definitely don't want that same dude stand by your side when the punches really start coming in. Just keep that in mind, women, just as a side note, to make sure you find a man that's willing to really support you. So, you talk about being homeless. You talk about what your ambitions is and how you're trying to create the success for you and your children. Let me ask you this question. What is success to you?
Success to me is just being able to live comfortable.
And what's comfortable?
Putting all my bills on auto pay and still have my spending money to get drunk. And maybe have a driver so I don't get enough DUI. But that's comfortable for me. I don't need to be on nobody's TV every day. I just need enough to have enough residual.
Right.
Keep the bank account rolling.
So keep the bank account rolling.
Yes. I'll put the work in. I'll put the work in. I don't mind. But I'm not trying to get to no level where money is going to be the root of my all evil. Like, I want to be a celebrity. But I don't want to be a celebrity who forgets who they are. I'm still a human being.
Why do you think people do that, though? Why do you think people forget who they are? Just on a side note.
Honestly, I think that they get so much money that the people around them
change.
Not even that the people around them change. It's the people around them in their ear about what they should do, what's best for them, who would protect them and stuff like that. And I guess I'm different because I feel like I'm pretty much a loner. You know what I mean? So don't come around me when I got money.
Right.
I was alone when I was broke. You know what I mean? Right. And you won't know where I live at because I think that is normal for a celebrity to not give their address out to everyone except for, private family members and stuff like that. And then a lot of fans can get crazy. I do watch a lot of, documentaries where there's been celebrities who have been killed by fans. So, I guess that's another thing that I feel like I would want to be a celebrity, but when you tell me how to live my life, that's when we have a problem because I'm going to be me.
So let me get this straight. You're already planning for the crazy fans and the stalkers and stuff, so you already watching documentaries. So when they come, you know what window they coming in, how they sneak through the backyard. You're going to have the fog lights already ready. You're going to have the alarm system. Like, I'm waiting with the shotgun right in there, right next to the window, because I already know. I seen it on A&E on that documentary that you was crawling through the backyard. And then you went through the back window. You came down steps. You stopped by the refrigerator.
Security. I ain't gonna need all that.
Because you don't want to try to guard your refrigerator because they drink. You wake up in the middle of the night and one of your fans in there drinking your milk.
I ain't even gonna have no entourage.
Anybody trying to deal with that?
I'm only gonna have a team. If you ain't working on my team, you can't hang with me. You gotta have a purpose. Like,
absolutely.
You can't just be sitting around no purpose. Right. And you gotta be smart enough to know your purpose.
Absolutely.
If I got to call you up and tell you what your job is, and you're supposed to be over here styling my hair for this show, and you about 20 minutes late, listen, I'm late myself. You know what I mean? So if the star is late and she make it before you, and you late, then you know you lost. Listen,
right.
I'm telling you, this is how it works. You got to be careful. Like, I do want a diverse team. Right. I wouldn't discriminate. Everybody would have a purpose. You just can't be doing nigga shit. Excuse my language.
You only discriminate on your top 5 list, not with your team. Yeah, we're going to stay on this top 5, man. We're going to stay on this until we get this thing resolved. By the end of this show, for all y'all saying, why you keep talking about this top 5? We're going to talk about it until she changed the top 5 list. And there's more men on this list. There's going to be more than one man before the end of the show. Trust me when I tell you this. So when you talk about,
he got me.
Oh no, we're gonna wait till the end of the show and you're gonna give us your new top 5 list. We're gonna run this thing in the ground. We're gonna run this thing in the ground. We gotta take you off your top 5 list. We're gonna get it done. So you talk about having a team, you talk about being a loner and having somebody that's really supporting you. And that is important once you get successful, because like you said, when you get money, people around you do change and people often change. Who do you have right now that's in your corner to protect you? Who's watching your back?
Me. I do have a mentor.
Good.
Her name is Ray Diva. Look her up, Ray Diva O'Neil. She's on Facebook and
Instagram. Tag out.
Shout outs to Ray.
Ray Diva, Ray. Check her out. Ray Diva. What's up, Ray? We're gonna check you out. She ain't trying to give you Instagram out. She ain't trying to give you no shine, but it's okay.
I did. I said check her out on Facebook. I gave you her whole thing. You know what I mean? Look her up.
Right.
She is another female comedian who's been in the game for a while. And I feel like she doesn't get the respect or credentials that she should for all of the people that I feel like I've seen her mentor. Or, you know, she has given me a wide range of networking just in a little bit of time that I've been doing this thing. So, you know, that's the only person I can say that really has my back when I'm out there trying to pursue that. Right. She keeps me up on like the gigs and stuff like that. And then she does go through her own personal things, and you know, and I think that a lot of people go around and we as people, we judge people, we jump to conclusions a lot. So I'm trying to better myself by not doing that, because if you try to reach a person or you try to do business with a person or something like that, and they're not responding up right away, I used to be the person that would just get all mad and upset and just be like, fuck that, I don't fuck with that person. You know what I mean? And I would be mad.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to learn how to, you know that other people go through stuff.
Right.
So they're not just being smart or rude or selfish. Or selfish or anything like that. They just are trying to better their own life.
Right.
So I just, you know, I feel like she's the only one. I met a really, really other awesome comedian, D-Lo. Hey, D-Lo.
D-Lo.
D-Lo. Look for D-Lo.
Let's go.
Plain old D-Lo on Facebook.
Right.
Look her up.
Okay.
Go share. She's an awesome comedian, and I know that she has taken me under her wing, and she is really, really, you know, shown me a lot. Like she got me up to Philly and on the stage in Philly, so I really do appreciate her for that. And you know, my family has my back when I'm local.
Gotcha.
Well, bitch, when you talk about traveling, if you ain't selling out
you
Madison Square Garden,
bitch. You chose. I ain't tell you travel to California. I ain't tell you move.
And I have the support of my social club. So.
That's dope. Let me ask you this question, because we talk about women, we cracking the jokes about your top 5 list, and that you know you're only supporting women, but I'm just messing with you. Nah, but all seriousness
though.
A
lot of niggas.
some of them, yeah, some of them. The really dark ones like Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Got you. But let me ask you something. On a serious tip, the Me Too movement right now. And you followed that any bit with the women being discriminated against, sexually harassed as they're trying to get into business? Is happening to a lot of up and coming movie stars or women who are trying to get into business, where executives are trying to get them to do provocative things just to get in the door.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. As a woman, do you feel that it's more difficult to break into comedy than it is a man?
No.
Really?
No.
Why not?
Because comedy is a talent. Either you got it or you don't.
But you don't feel like it's discrimination against women? Like women are, they have to do more than a man to get the attention or to shine more? Well,
honestly, I feel like I haven't got deep enough into the career to even answer that question with a truthful and real and honest answer. The opportunities that I have been presented has been from men and women, and I haven't had to do anything for it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And honestly, I feel like you shouldn't have to do anything for any kind of opportunity because it's an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's presented to you. If it's a sexual thing going on, it's because I wanted it to be sexual.
Right.
It's not because you can do anything for me, because I can do it for myself. You know what I mean? I can create anything. And that's the problem with a lot of women that I don't agree with.
How did you get the independent spirit though? Because I see with you, and as I'm talking to you, I'm noticing you have a very strong spirit. And I don't mean independent where you feel like I don't need no man, I don't need nobody, but you have this strong spirit and independent spirit where you're able to stand on your own platform. You don't need somebody to confirm what you're thinking. You don't need somebody to say, okay, yeah, that's right, and that's okay, and hold you on back and push you. You already know who you are, and you know what you're trying to say, and you know what you're trying to do. You don't need validation from anybody. How did you get that independent spirit and way of thinking?
I got my heart broke. I got my heart broke by a man that I thought I was going to marry. And not only did he break my heart, but he left me in a whole nother state. And that's how me and my children ended up pretty much homeless. And I had never not been able to provide a roof over my kids' head. And him leaving me and us ending up homeless was not because he was paying my bills or anything like that, because I took care of him majority of the relationship. It was just that the situation he left me in, he knew that I would fall. And because of my independent spirit in my mind, that was very intimidating to him throughout the relationship. So anything that he could do to try to break me, that's what he did. And it took him a long time, but that was the only thing that he could do that broke me. And not only did he do that, but he came back and built up a whole entire life for himself where he was actually doing way better than me. And he shared it with someone else in my face because I wouldn't agree to what he wanted, his terms and stipulations that he wanted, because I was in need. And I just always promised my kids I would never let a man do that again. You know, I don't want to cry. So.
I don't want you to cry. It kind of reminded me of a movie, though. I'm sitting here listening. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started getting nervous because I started thinking about Acrimony, that horror film that was made against men.
I never watched that.
Yo, you never watched that?
I never watched that.
I'm telling you, the whole story reminds me of that, and it's probably best you don't watch it because you might go get a gun, get in the car after you watch it, get your bottle, and I'm going to see this nigga because
ask me.
It reminds me of this story. So yo, don't watch Acrimony, all right? Please don't watch Acrimony because I'm telling you right now, that man. Listen, if you watching this, run. Because if she watch Acrimony, you in trouble, bro.
He now knows I'm not worried about him.
You ain't worried about it right now, but when you watch Acrimony and those old thoughts start coming back and you start getting new ideas,
then you're
gonna get the whiteboard, start mapping some stuff out. Like,
I'm gonna have to check my Netflix account and see if it's on there.
Somebody disable her Netflix account quickly. I'm about to put in a phone call before we release this episode. So you went through heartbreak, and how did you rebound from that? Because a lot of women, when you go through such a situation, and a traumatizing situation like that, not even women, people in general, they fall victim to that, and they never get up. So how did you get up? What was your strength?
My family. My cousin.
Why? Why your cousins?
Because I couldn't stop talking about it. I couldn't stop talking about it, and I wanted to keep blaming him. Mm. But it wasn't him, it was me.
Really? That's a very, I'm sorry, it's interesting you say that because I did an episode, it might be already released before this, maybe it wasn't, but one of the things I talk about is on jobs. And I'm sorry to cut you off, I just got to speak on that.
No, that's fine.
But I talk about jobs, and when we get jobs, we often talk about people backstabbing us, but we don't realize we're the ones gave them the knife to backstab us. And it's funny that you said that, when you said I kept blaming him, but it wasn't him, it was me. Why did you come to the term, how did you come to terms with it was you, and why did you say it was you?
It was one of my cousins. I was in the car, I was just venting and crying, and him, and he was just like, it wasn't him, it was you. Like, you kept taking him back. He showed you who he was the very first time he did it. It's not like it was his first time ever leaving you, you know what I mean? It's just that the situation he left you in was a bad situation. So, here is the results. Now, are you going to get past it, or are you going to keep crying about it? And then once you get over it, you got to stand your ground to never take him back. And I was just, I didn't want to hear it at the time. I was mad. I think it became like a big blow-up argument. And it was a male cousin of mine, because I hang around a lot of my male cousins. So it was a male cousin of mine who was having this conversation with me. And I just was just like, who the hell you think it is? Like, F. And so I got on this kick, like, F men, like, man bashing, like, bashing men. Like, and then I had to kind of come off of that. Because if I continue to bash these men, how am I going to ever know if God ever made one for me? You know what I mean? So I'm here now at 37. I don't know if I've bashed my man. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know that. So
I don't think it's bashing a man. I think, you speak on your previous experiences and, you just be honest with it. One of the things, the greatest forms of therapy is being honest about your past mistakes, but being willing to accept those past mistakes and not let it affect your present situation to the point where it damages you. We're running out of time on the show, so we're going to, before we end this off, we have just a few more questions. Just hurry up and get out. We're going to just kind of rapid fire this, okay?
Not a problem.
What does the future hold for Tynee Tia?
So,
and we got a visitor right now. My 4-year-old, well, you ready to turn 4, right? Yeah, my son just came and visited. He wants to be on the show.
Hello.
So,
how are you?
Say hi to the viewers. Say hello. Tell them what your name is.
Jameer.
Oh, I got a nephew named
Jameer. Okay, so we're gonna finish. So we're gonna wrap it up real quick because I see my son wants to interrupt. So, what's the future hold for you?
Well, the future I hope holds a very successful career with everybody knowing my name, and me defining my name, and not my name defining me. Women, define your name. Don't let your name define you.
Absolutely, that's well put, well said. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and we're out of time on this show, but we definitely going to have more from Tynee Tia and more to do with her. My son, of course, has completely just took over the show. I'm sorry. This has just been the Best to Present podcast.
I'm a comedy.
My son, you can't write this stuff. You can't script it. My son came to the studio and he decided he wanted to be on video. I want to thank you, Jameer, for being part of the show. Watch the camera, watch the lighting. I want to thank Tynee Tia. Can you give the people your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter?
You can look me up. I am on Twitter, but I don't know how to work Twitter. I still have not learned how to work Twitter. So it is DJ Miss Upset on Twitter. Instagram is Comedian Tynee 2018. Facebook, I have 2 pages. It's Tynee Tia fan page. I'm Tynee Tia Tate fans, and then Tynee Tate. So feel free to request until I cannot accept no more requests.
There you have it. So keep watching Tynee Tia. Keep your eyes out on her. You never know how fast her star rises. We do know for sure, though, her star is going to rise.
Hopefully, really
and she's
fast.
going to be in that success story. I want to thank you again. I'm sorry, I don't know about your blue Iron Man. I didn't steal it. I didn't play with your blue Iron Man. Go talk to your brother about it. Okay? So yeah, he's asking about Blue Iron Man. I promise you,
I loved it.
I did not steal his Blue Iron Man. I don't know who took it, but somebody stole his Blue Iron Man. Anyway, so we gonna end it like that. You can't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, I didn't steal his Blue Iron Man. Now he's sitting here with his glasses. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, I want to thank you again, Tynee Tia, for coming on to the show and sharing your amazing story.
Thank you for having me.
Past to present, I can't talk right. My son just completely threw me off right now. I'm telling you, you can't prepare for this stuff. But I want to thank you for coming on, being part of the show. We definitely are going to support you. Please subscribe to Tynee Tia. She gave you all her information. It'll be in the description tab of the podcast. So please follow her. She does an amazing show. She has shows on YouTube. We're going to put a few of her shows in the description tab. Also, so for you to check it out. She's an amazing comedian. She's
you
an
can look
upcoming
up
star.
my YouTube videos. I got stand-ups on YouTube. If you put in Tynee Tia, Tynee is spelled Tynee. That's Tynee. Get it right.
Absolutely. And this is the Past to Present podcast. I'm your host, Alan the Great. And I would like to say to you, stay